I'm about to read, one of my favorite chapters from the Street Dreams and Nightmares series that I just dropped. Let me give you a backstory on why this is one of my favorite chapters. Um, all my life, I always rooted for the underdog. I love to see a person who's never won. I love to see the look on their face when they finally catch a win. You know what I mean? So while everybody else may be, rooting against the underdog, I'm always on his side. You get what I'm saying? And that's the reason that for so many years, I felt like I was always the underdog. I always came in with the odds against me, but I always managed to figure a way out to turn that around. So, but there, I learned that it comes a time that although you may see yourself as an underdog, the people no longer see you as an underdog. And so many small wins take you out of that bracket of being an underdog. So you would think that the people would be rooting for you because you've managed to turn certain situations around, but in all reality, they're waiting for you to fall. They're waiting for you to, they wait to see you lose because it got to the point that they tired of seeing those small wins. So for me, I'm always confused. Like, wow, I came in as the underdog. I turned the situation around. Like, why they want to see me fall? Like, because you're no longer the underdog and they don't see you that way. So that's why this is one of my favorite chapters. So in this scene right here, we got Lefty and Daryl, two main characters of the book. Daryl is sitting in the car. Now, Lefty is some cold-blooded, vicious, cold-blooded kid, But Daryl has no idea how vicious Lefty is. But he has a sense about him that he realizes that this dude is kind of dangerous, but he don't even know how dangerous he really is. So he's sitting in the car, and Daryl's saying, "Yo, so I'm in a cut, and a tinted out Pontiac cruises the block." Daryl says, very animated, like a master storyteller. Daryl has told Lefty all of his street highlights and gunplay stories in a short ride. So the whole thing is, Daryl know that Lefty is vicious. He don't want Lefty to see him as, as a good dude or harmless. So he telling him all these gangster stories to try to win him over. The nigga jump out, and as he run up on the fiend, I start throwing at him. Boom, boom, boom. Daryl is expecting Lefty to turn with his mouth open in suspense, but instead Lefty continues to eat. Lefty has given a minimal reaction to all the stories Daryl has told him today. He's more interested in the food than he's interested in Daryl's gangster chronicles. I hear the nigga grunt. Ah, Daryl says. Then the Pontiac pull up. He jumps in and they speed off. I chase behind him. I chase behind the motherfuckers. Boom, boom, boom. Lefty finally looks up from his food. Yeah, that's good for them, he says. One thing I hate is a thief. From a petty thief who steals gun from the corner store to a stick-up kid to a seasoned scam motherfucker who does bank fraud. I hate them all. A thief will rob you blind and look you right in your face and lie to you that it wasn't him. He stops to take a couple of bites of his sandwich. Let me share something with you, he says as he looks up from his food. Daryl quickly puts his thinking cap on when he hears those words. He knows Lefty is about to drop something profound on him. Gun. You know what that is, Lefty asks. Of course, Daryl replies. What does it mean then? Lefty challenges. What you mean what it mean? I mean what I said. You said you know what it means, right? He asks as he waits for an answer. God, universe, now. Lefty says, staring over at Daryl. Gun. G-U-N. God, jewel. A jewel that God needs to keep himself alive. Daryl listens attentively as he puts it all into perspective. Lefty continues on. G is the seventh letter of the supreme alphabet. G for God, being the original black man. H is the eighth letter of the supreme alphabet. The 8 symbolizes build or destroy. He or she has the ability to either build or destroy. As always, Daryl is intrigued by Lefty's mindset. He repeats every word Lefty says over and over and saves it in his memory bank so he can break it down and dissect it later. He stops at the traffic light and turns his full attention over to Lefty. As the God over your universe, you need the God jewel to keep yourself alive. You have the ability to build or destroy. The light changes and Daryl pulls off, but his attention is still on Lefty. As you may have or may not have noticed, ever since you first put that gun in your hand and took control over your universe, life has changed for you. Am I correct or not? Totally correct, Daryl agrees. A man becomes God once he takes control of his universe. You have used that God jewel to build, but do understand you can also destroy if you're not careful with it. Knowledge is the foundation of all things. To know the ledge so you won't fall over the edge. Let me say that to you again. To know the ledge so you don't fall over the edge. Darryl repeats Lefty's words, just trying to make sense of it all. Lefty gathers his belongings as Darryl slows down in front of Penn Station. Darryl reaches in his pocket. I got a little something for you, he says as he extends his hand. His hand is filled with a wad of money. This is $1,000. Get your hotel room or food or whatever. Lefty smirks at Darryl. Oh, nah, baby boy, he says sternly. I don't take handouts. Thanks, but no thanks. I appreciate you, though. Lefty grabs his gym bag and gets out of the car. Remember what I said. Knowledge is the foundation of all things. To know the ledge so you don't fall over the edge, he says as he holds one finger in the air. That same gun can be a gift and a curse. Just like that gun can help you rise, it can also become the reason for your fall. There's a thin line between reactive and proactive. Lefty nods his head up and down. By reacting to those that have attempted to attack you, the people will consistently hear of your victories. So that's what I'm talking about. So these people have attacked him, but him turning those situations around, they'll keep hearing that he's winning. They don't know that he's attacked them. All they know that he consistently wins. So check it out. You will no longer be considered the victim once you back the opposers down consecutively. You will start to be viewed as the aggressor, and it will start to view your opposers as the victims, he says with a big smile. Although you may have only been reacting, Lefty says, breaking down the word in syllables, because you have a winning streak, you become the oppressor in the people's eyes. Once you become the oppressor, the fearful ones will see the need to react to you in fear of you oppressing them. So these same people, they don't know that these dudes have been coming at you. You've been backing them up, so now you become the aggressor. You're no longer the victim. You're the aggressor. So now they feel the need to look at you again, unlike the underdog, and they come together and they try to figure out how they can see you lose, right? Once you become the oppressor, the fearful ones will see the need to react to you in fear of you oppressing them. Lefty smiles as if he's enjoying the lesson. Think about all I just said, he says as he taps his temple. When in all reality, you have only been reactive, reacting to their attack, their call, he says with a wicked smile. But because you have backed down the most feared ones, the people will start to view you as the oppressor. That's the peak, the edge. You can fall over if you're not careful. As you climb toward the pinnacle, not knowing if you need to do more and going over the ledge, or not knowing if you need to do, that's the peak, the edge you can fall over if you're not careful. As you climb toward the pinnacle, not knowing if you need to do more and going over the ledge is when you realize that you've already done way too much. Don't let that go over your head. Darryl sits back, sipping on the drink Lefty just poured. He can't digest it all this very moment, but he has stored it in his mental crate of drinks, and he plans to break it down later to his complete understanding. Just hopefully he doesn't hit that peak before then.